All right, so I'm going to do the same drill we've been doing on all this. I want to make one more. I'm going to put it on top of everything. I'm going to put a highlight layer. Now, as you get going through this, like through this project we're going to start, you'll set up your files how you want and separate them the way you want. So here's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit here, which is, find out where it is here. Find it. Here it is. Here's my gradient tool, okay? So if I grab a square, this is how I usually start these, just for me. I usually go to my swatches, and that's the wrong swatch panel. I don't have it here. Let me go up here. Okay, by the way, let's just talk about this real quick too. When you go here and your swatches are basically gone, if you need to put them back here, there's a lot of different options here, and we'll go through these as we're going through these projects. Under Window, it'll say Swatch Libraries, okay? And it gives you all these different things you can do, okay? One of them is default swatches. For this kind of thing, I usually just start there and I go to Print. So that's this one, and I'm going to dock it right there. So that's actually the one I want. So what it has here, right here, it has this little gradient, black and white gradient. So I'm going to fill that. Right now I'm on line, so that's not going to work. So let's switch to a fill. I'm going to fill it, okay? Now this gradient is going left to right, horizontal, okay? I don't want to do that. So if you see this little bar right here, that's telling me here's the tab for my white, oops, and here's the tab for my black, okay? So let's say I want to change this. I can double click this tab, and it's not showing my palette because I just opened it, so I'm just going to go to color, and let's pick a red. This right here is just how it transitions, this little tab up on top. Now I can, again, option drag just like everywhere else, and I can drag another one if I want to, and I could change the color in that one. Let's go to a bluish. And I can go, I don't like it side to side, I want it to be top to bottom, or at a diagonal, okay? Now the other thing here is, when I double click my one of my tabs, let's say this white one, right here it says opacity. So let's say I go to 0. It's going to fade off to, oops, it's going to fade off to nothing. Okay? That's what we're going to use here. We're going to use basically just white for now. Okay, so I'm going to pick a spot. I'm going to pick it right here. Right here. I don't like that one. Actually, let's do it right here. Because this will separate this fin right here. Now I'm going to go a little bit over what I'm actually going to do because I want it to fade out. So I'm going to go back to my simple black and white one here. Right there, and I'm going to pull it down this way, and then I'm going to adjust my, let's see, let's go, I want to make this white also. No, I'm going to make another one. I'm going to pull this one and make another white right here, pull this down here, I don't need that one. If you want to get rid of a tab, by the way, you can just take it here and just throw it off. So I think I'm going to make this one a white too. So let's go here. I want to make this one on the bottom white. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this one and go 0 for my opacity, and go to this one and go to 0 for my opacity. Okay. Now I can adjust these up so they're basically going to fade off of here at the ends. Okay, so we get a nice clean transition. Okay, now I can also say this is too, whatever you call it, bright. So I could take this center one also and pull it down, maybe not all the way to 0, but let's try 40%, let's say. Okay, now that's actually better. So I can also come, so now I'm just going to go around to these different places and think about my lighting, like maybe here. Oops. I'm going to hold my option, that way I can drag that in better. And now I just have to go back in, and this one's actually not bad. Go in and adjust them. Do the same thing. Let's say, even though I probably wouldn't get one here, I kind of like one right here. Okay, and then I would just go in and adjust them. Now the other thing I can do, so let's look at this real quick. Now I could go back to a circle with my ellipse tool, fill it with white, and I could give these a little specular highlight right there, or wherever I want, like probably at the hottest part of it, maybe there, maybe there, okay? Now the other thing I can do is I could go here to, because these are all just pre-made shapes. If I go to my star tool and I click on the board, see that right here where it says points? I can make more of them, so I'm going to make, I don't know, let's try 9, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my white arrow tool, first my black arrow tool, because I'm going to tilt it like that. Then I'm going to take my white arrow tool, I'm going to grab that, grab that, grab that. Just get this kind of uneven thing going. Then I could shrink this and use it as my little specular highlight if it was that shiny. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're just going, we're just using white for the whole thing, and we're just zeroing out the opacity for the parts where we want it to fade. Okay, it'll take a little bit getting used to, but it's not tough. Because it's going to be important as we go into now our project we're going to start. This is your base tool set, and then we're going to be adding to that tool set. Make sense? Okay, so let's try it.